Hey y'all, it's your girl Simone. Welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today is another story time. So before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give your girl a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials: Instagram, Vivalayoshii, TikTok, Twitter, LifeWithSymone, and my business page at Brishari. Because I always just gotta thank y'all for how y'all doing with these sales. I always gotta thank y'all. But yeah, today is a Subbie Sunday. Y'all see I'm being consistent because I'm pre-recording so I could get stuff done. I'm trying to get back on track with my life, y'all. Life, like I said. But yeah, so I got my laptop right here and let's get into it. So usually I'll be having a disclaimer about something. I don't have one. All right. So this one is titled LA Rapper Gave Me a ST. Y'all know the last letter. So let's read this story. So it says, hey girl, I'm always watching your story time, so I thought I'll send you a wild experience of my own. Love you, by the way. I love you too. This situation took place over 9 years ago. We're gonna call him Baghdaddy because his pants was always too big for him. I met him at one of those bounce that ass club heat parties. Oh, them club heat parties used to be lit back in the day. I used to have a thing for light skins at the time, so that was right up my alley when he came over and asked for my number. Me and Baghdaddy was texting and we got on the phone from time to time, and we was on the phone and his female cousin in the background said, I hope you guys use protection if you effed him because he has green shit coming out of his D. Ugh! How did his cousin know that? Okay, I'm thinking they just play like that, but that was a pretty weird comment for her to make. So fast forward to the first time I went to see him, and yes, we did our thing, and I ended up giving him head. As I was doing it, and I noticed his cum was a little spicy. I thought maybe he just ate a whole bunch of hot shit. That should have been a red flag number 2, but it wasn't. The next time I went to his house, I was spending the night. When I got to his door, he ended up letting me know that I wasn't able to come in, so we ended up spending the night at my friend's house that lived in the same apartment. Me and Baghdaddy ended up having sex in the friend room. When the friend came back in, he said, I'm gonna have sex with him too, or I have to leave. Oh, they spent the night at his friend's house. I started tearing up so fast because I felt like Ebony from Players Club real bad. I was also thinking about how I wasn't supposed to be at the ninja house, so I couldn't call nobody for a ride. It was too late, no buses was running. I guess they started feeling bad because they started laughing and said they were just joking. None of that ended up happening. I ended up leaving top of the morning when the first bus came. I was gone. A few weeks later at school, I had a bunch of stomach cramps thinking I was pregnant. Went to the school nurse. They called me back from class telling me I had a motherfucking ST. Y'all know. I cried like I lost my favorite person in the world. I felt so dirty and I knew exactly who I got it from. I reached out to tell him and he tried to blame it on me, saying I gave it to him. Fast forward, I seen him years later around 2021 and he was with his friends. He came to my job and I didn't want to say nothing slick because I didn't want him to try to be weird or funny. I was taking pictures with him and he was like, see, I'm not ninja. Boy, you ain't shit still. Skinny and disgusting in my eyes. He ended up giving me his number, but I ended up blocking it. That's all for this story time. Sorry if it was long as hell. Oh my god, that's so crazy because I remember like when I used to see stuff on Facebook and it would be like a boy blasting a girl trying to say she gave him something because the girl told him in private that he gave her something, and it'd be like, and they'd be like, I don't got it. My thing is, it'd be like, how dumb do the boys be looking? Because it's like, if you slept with her and you're blasting her about having something, then duh, you have it. But it's like, why don't I just go to the doctor instead of taking it to Facebook when she didn't even take it to Facebook? But that's so crazy. But I'm so happy that they did not try to like force you to do anything, because the friend was weird as hell for saying like, oh, you gotta sleep with me too. And it's so cringy and weird because I'm pretty sure him and his homeboys still get down like that to this day. Like, that's just be like, who raised these? Like, who raised them? But I'm happy nothing happened. I'm happy that you did figure it out and you like made sure you got yourself right. That's so crazy though. The spicy, I ain't never heard that, but I guess that's a red flag. So ladies, if you if you doing your thing down there and it's a little spicy, maybe you should be like, because you could, yeah, okay. But thank you so much for sharing, sis. No, it was good, and you actually wrote really, really good too. So if you got any more stories, let me know. But yeah, thank you for sharing. Let's get into the next one. So this one is titled, what made me click this title is because, yeah, look, the title is Love Triangle for 5 years, and it made me click it not because of me bimbo and crazy, no, but because y'all know what song was stuck in my head the whole time I was in Jamaica, and it be just stuck in my head. Black China was tiger, boom, boom. And I just was like, when I seen Love Triangle, that literally popped in my head. And I was like, I gotta read this story. So let's go ahead and read this one and prop my leg up. It says, hey Simone, I love you so much and I try to watch your videos as much as possible, but work is kicking my ass. I understand, sis. Get your coins. Let me get on with this. I'm going to try to keep it short, but it's a lot. I'm going to give the people fake names because I don't know who be watching you out of my friend group. Jay is my ex and Rotten Fruit is the little bitch's name. So my ex and I, Jay, started dating in 2018. I was a senior. Well, I know he had this girl best friend, red flag, I know, that did him dirty. He was in love with her. She chose his best friend. Well, I hated her and still hate her with a passion. I know hate is a strong word, but it's the truth. But my friend group was friends with her, so we all played nice. Fast forward, we moving in together. Everything is great because they stopped talking. Well, after I had a few words, I said to her and him, we all know that didn't happen. Well, fast forward 2 years into the relationship. He got this text from this guy, Seth P. Well, I put 2 and 2 together because I knew her first 6 numbers and her phone number. So I did some research, found out it was her, so I called her to make sure. Then I brought out the receipts, provided him with evidence, and set him off. We broke off our engagement and he went to his mom's that night. And I went to my best friend's house an hour and 10 minutes away. Well, I was like, let me go home because I have a dog that needs to be taken care of. I can't just leave him locked up. I get home and he's there. And well, we talked things through and we got back together. Toxic coming out of full send. I told him that night, I don't care if y'all talk, but I would like to be made aware. Well, fast forward, I brought the devil into my house and we all became friends. And we all did stuff together. Like sex stuff. Like, that's the stuff y'all did? Alright, let me finish. Then fast forward to 2021, we moved to Houston and got an apartment closer to her, and we would hang out from time to time. Point of view, I was the one paying all the bills, putting gas in both of our cars, and putting food on the table. Well, our relationship was a little rocky because we both were depressed, but one thing about me, I have functioning depression, which means I get up and do what I need to do to survive. Even though I don't want to, I know I have to. Well, one night I came home and I had a feeling that I should go through his phone. So I did, just like that. And he sent a girl nudes and she sent them back. And they were talking while I was pissed the fuck off. And I woke his ass up and we screamed and yelled and finally I gave into it again. I told him if I ever found out you're cheating on me again, I'm done with you because I can't keep doing this shit. Well, fast forward, Rotten Fruit is at the house and I'm at work because I work night at the time. And when I got off, we were supposed to hang out and play cards and shit. And I'm inviting my little aunt. She's 18 and I'm 22. Well, I don't know. I was in a bad mood. Work pissed me off. And I felt like something happened when I was not at home. So I picked up my aunt and I was telling her my womanly instincts are on a high right now. And I felt like something went on when I was at work and she was trying to calm me down, and we finally got to my apartment and I walked through the door. Not one word was spoken to me. Red flag from there. So pissed off. Well, I went into the bedroom to get some clothes so I could shower and we could all hang out. Well, I walked in and out. Foster dog pissed in our bed. So I was fucking heated and started screaming and yelling. And well, I told my aunt to come into the bedroom and she calmed me down enough after my shower. And well, everyone decided to go to bed, so I was even more mad. And Rotten Fruit said she was leaving the next day. So we all went to bed. Next day, my fiance didn't even talk to me, look at me, or kiss me. So I felt like something happened. And then he did the same thing for a whole week. Finally, I went through his phone and he sent the long ass paragraph to Rotten Fruit basically stating that he doesn't regret anything that happened Friday and that he is replaying it in his head. Well, I lost it and broke up for 3 months. I'm gonna leave you here on a cliffhanger. I'm sorry. I know it's already long, and if you want a part 2, please let me know. Sis, I don't know what the f was just going on. I love you, girl. Because you said, girl, but I'm so confused. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Maybe everybody, and maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm tired, because I really am tired right now. Because I really was about to go to sleep, but I was like, let me get this video out the way because I'm going out tomorrow. But, sis, I'm confused right now. Like, I'm so confused. Like, the title, it does not have nothing to do. Like, the story was all over the place. I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm like, when you said the dog pissed in a bed, I thought your cousin was finna come in here and say, girl, I just found out, oh girl, like I was so like, I'm so sorry, let me stop. Maybe I'm tired and it's me. Like, did y'all, like literally, I'm probably just tired and I'm probably just don't understand what happened, but like, yeah, I'm confused. Like, so, because you said it was a love triangle for 5 years. So was he dealing with her for the 5 years, or they just did something that day? And when you said y'all all did stuff together, what was the stuff that y'all all did together? And what did the dog, I don't know, sis. I don't know. I'm sorry. I love you, sis. But maybe get a part 2. Because give us the part 2. So maybe you could explain it a little bit better to me. Because I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. But I love you so much. And thank you so much for sharing. Let's get to the next video. story, I mean. So I can't be picky. My computer finna die. I mean, not my computer, but my camera in a little bit. And when it die, I'm not gonna charge it up and redo the, like, start the video over, because I'm tired, y'all. I don't know why I'm so tired. And my eyes is still kind of getting better from when the doctors, like, made my vision blurry the other day. But anyway, that was just yesterday. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So this is the next story, and it is titled, Don't F With Your Coworkers, Walmart Ninjas Ain't Shit. So let's read it. So it says, Hey Symone, this is gonna be long. Hey Symone, this is gonna be a long story for your information. All the names are fake, but I honestly should use everybody's name. She put crying laugh face. So everybody's name is fake. Thank you, y'all. Make sure y'all do make everything fake, because I literally do not pre-read these videos. So like, I read it right then and there. So it's like, if you tell me at the end and I already read it, it's gonna be like, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, so yeah. So I started Walmart back in March because they finally decided to hire your girl after 2 years. I feel you, girl, because when I used to try to apply for Walmart, they would never call me back. But everybody named Mama got a job there, and I was like, okay, whatever. So there, my bad, let me finish. So there was this team lead named Travis. Travis approached me after a week of me being there and asked for my number. I've been single for 3 years, so of course I gave it to him. We began talking, and soon after that, we started hanging out outside of work. I live 35 minutes away from my job in a whole different county, so we'll only see each other when I get off work. So I get off work around 8, and we'll hang out all night long till it was time for me to go home. Everybody at work told me he was a F-boy, but I didn't listen. We would hook up before work, after work, whenever we could fit it in, LOL. Then work with each other like nothing happened. One day, another girl I work with, we'll call her Maxie, came to me talking about her and Travis were going on a date tonight. I was confused because I just hunched on this man before I clocked into work. So imagine my surprise when he came at lunch to pick her up. Then came back at 7 to take her to the movies. Then the next day, we all worked together, and he walked past me like nothing happened. But something was off that morning we did it, because it just felt off, and not like our other time. We talked for like 5 to 6 weeks before I found out about them. After she told me that, I never said anything and kept it pushing because the D wasn't good to be pressed over. I just needed my oochie coochie. I just needed my scratched, yeah. But I slick felt bad for her because he did her worse than me, and had her crying at work because he was flirting with other girls in her face and talking about how bad he wanted to F them while she could hear him. So me and Maxie are cool to this day and just shared a little pee-pee for a while, and I do mean little. She's funny. All right, let me finish. Maybe a week or two later, so somewhere around the beginning of May, end of April, another ninja I worked with asked me if I was still talking to Travis. We'll call the new one Jay. So I told Jay no, and he asked for my number, and we started texting. But I told Jay to keep it on the down low because I didn't want nobody at work to know. Because I didn't want nobody at work to think I was a Walmart hopping hoe. So we started dating and telling each other we loved each other. I started meeting him after work and hanging out on our off days together. But we never went on a date because my folks are strict and I'll sneak out the house in broad daylight. So we had an okay relationship, mine and him being friendly at work with other females. So after us talking for about 4 months, a new girl started working with us. We'll call her Jade. Jade started working, and immediately Jay started acting funny. Later, he told me his excuse was he failed college, which was true, but failing college doesn't mean start flirting with someone else. No, for real. I swear, maybe having the dumbest excuses, but when you start to tell them, oh, I cheated on you because my toenail just won't grow right, it'd be like, then you gonna cry about that? Like, nigga. All right, let me finish. He didn't talk to me at work as much and wasn't texting me quick enough like he used to do. Didn't call me and stayed at her register talking to her for her 8-hour shift. Ooh, mind you, he was supposed to be in electronics in the very back of the store, not linked up on a register because she's a cashier. So me being me, I started asking her, did she like Jay? She tried playing dumb like she didn't, but I asked Jay, my boyfriend at this point, did he like her? And he told me no on multiple occasions. But I knew the way he looked at her that he was lying to me. So after 2 weeks of watching them flirt with each other in my face, her being clueless and him knowing exactly what he was doing, I broke up with him on a Saturday night when I got off work. Sunday morning I come to work and he's in my face begging for forgiveness and asking me not to be mad at him. I forgave him and we work it out. One day he calls me telling me that him and Jade talked on my off day and she mentioned them dating, but she doesn't date people she works with. I asked him would he talk to her if he wasn't with me, and he told I asked him would he talk to her if she wanted to, and he told me yes, and that we're better off as friends. I agreed to keep it cordial because we work together, but I didn't want a friendship outside of work. But Wednesday, I felt we can let him come over to my house. That night, he did me in ways he never done before and completely shocked me. After we were done, I cried on his chest and asked him why he do me like that, weak in the knees. Yes, I know. Y'all come for me. Yes, I know before y'all come for me. Y'all, we not gonna come for you. We all been there. And he didn't have an answer. We just held each other and cried. Aw, that's cute. No, I'm just kidding. Toxic. Sorry. He told me he was sorry and never wanted to hurt me and called us friends. Thursday, I was off, but Jade and Jay worked together and ended up going to lunch together. My friend from work called me and told me so I texted him and asked him what he do for lunch, and he straight up lied to me. I was hurt and I didn't know what to do. Stand up, obviously. Friday, I came to work and Jade told me everything about their date and how she likes him, and not knowing that this was my man even a week ago. Like, bitch, you fucking knew, because I fucking asked your motherfucking ass. So I just played face and listened because I was going to confront him later. Friday, I blocked him and we didn't talk. I was mad at him. I could have slammed his face into the counter. Saturday, he kept trying to make it seem like I was crazy and he didn't like this girl. But again, I already knew that. But I already knew that wasn't the truth. He promised me he didn't have her number and how he doesn't like her. He promised me he didn't have her number and how he doesn't like her and why he doesn't understand why I'm mad at him. We talked Saturday because Jade wasn't at work and I thought we had a good understanding. He called me and we talked for hours. The next day, Sunday, I texted him and he never answered me. He walked into the store and said nothing to me. Come to find out, he walked to her register and asked for her number after he just told me he didn't like her and didn't have her number. I had a full-blown panic attack at work and couldn't function for the rest of the day. They went to lunch together and he paid for her stuff. I heard Jay and Travis in the back room talking about how they both did me and laughing about it. Ooh, little do these ninjas know I'll underline both of them, for real, for real. Oh, okay. But now I don't talk to Travis unless I have to, and Jay won't even look in my direction because he knows what he did was effed up. Even though the situation with me and Jay happened last week, I'm over it already. I'm done letting men come into my life and play me. Even though I was sad about the lost relationship, I'm glad she came and showed me what kind of dude I was dealing with. Sooner better than later. Yes. And she says she'll attach messages between her and Jay, and I'm gonna keep them between us. And she says, thank you for reading my story. I hope I made sense and I hope you enjoyed reading my pain. LOL. So love you, Symone. I watch your videos on my lunch break every day I work, and when I get my money up, I'm most definitely buying a bag. Oh, thank you, sis. Oh my god, you know, you made most definitely sense, and I love the way you did it. Like, you funny as hell, girl. But thank you so much for supporting me, and I love that you said, like, I clearly see that you're young because you said that, but I love that you said you're not about to let nobody play you, and then even though it just happened, it's still fresh, but you still about to, you know, basically say F him and keep going with your life and do what's best for you and focus on yourself. And I love that because when we young, sometimes we could fall into that shit and just really let somebody ruin us and ruin our whole life, but you not let him stop you or your bag, sis. And I love that, because me, I probably would have quit and it would have been messed up, but sis, yeah, I love that for you. We gotta really clap, because I like when it be like young women and we really just move on and just, you know, do what's best for us. I really love that. Like, starting young, that's the best. But thank you for sharing, sis. I want more stories because I love the way you wrote that, for sure. Oh, sorry. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Let's get to the next video. So this one is titled, My Best Friend Thought I Was Effing Her Man. Ooh, let's see what it says. So it says, hey girl, I wanted to start off by saying I love your channel and your stories. You really inspired me to start my own channel. This might be a little long, sorry. Oh, what's your channel name, sis? Because this is, let me see when this was. Oh, back in March. Okay. So it says, but anyways, I want to tell you about this time where my best friend thought I wanted to F her man / sneaky link. Yeah, so backstory, me and my best friend of 16 years now, we have the same name, which is blank, don't say it. But we're going to call her Ari because my girl got a nice body or whatever, like Ari Fletcher. We started off as a group of 3, but she found out the other girl effed her best friend behind her back and kept it a secret until she got drunk. I didn't understand why they fell out, but spoiler alert, Ari and the best friend effed too. Oh, that's why she was mad. But yeah, that's a little piece to help you understand what I'm going to tell you. But anywho, me and my best friend, we tell each other everything, LOL. Like, she be telling me how SEX goes with her, whatever she wanted to call the guys at the moment. She tells me about this guy she been messing with for a few years on and off. Let's call him Toby. And then she told me his real name. She told me not to say it, but Toby is not his real name, y'all. He's short, like 5'7", and milk chocolate. And anywho, she says she likes the trees, meaning tall guys or whatever. So one day, Ari and Toby had just finished doing the nasty, and she calls me while he's laying in her bed beside her. She tells me what happened, and she tells me he eats booty, laughing my ass off. I'm at work dying when she told me. So I never met the guy before. So he's in the back talking about why you telling my business or whatever. And she's like, that's my bestie. She don't know you anyways. So fast forward, it's the night of a party, and I get dressed and we pregame at Ari's house. We only had about maybe 4 shots before we left. I poured my little drink into my pineapple juice and we head to the party. So I chugged my drink before we walk into the club, and this party they was saying free shots all night. And we love some shots. So we go in there and we go to the bar and get some shots. I'm already tipsy at this point, and so is she. So the night goes on and we are getting more shots and we're dancing and having a ball. While we're walking around in the club, she spots Toby, LOL. She's screaming and she hugs him or whatever. She then says, girl, this is the ass eater. So my dumb drunk ass gonna say, you don't look like a booty eater. And I asked him, did he eat booty? This man gonna say, yeah, ew, laughing my ass off. So that happens. We go back to dancing. My friend gets drunker and she gives him a dance and start hugging him some more every time he comes into our section. So I have this friend, his name is exact same as her dude, so we gonna call him Toby as well, but his name would be spelled with a blank and not, okay, yeah. He's tall, like 6'2", and he's milk chocolate. But yeah, I'm so mad because my friend was supposed to come with me to the party. He ends up texting me while I'm in the party closer to the end, and it comes to my Apple Watch and he says, I'm drunk, I want to F. So I say, me too, hell. Then he says, where you at? I want to F. So by this time, her Toby was missing, and I showed her the last message, forgetting I never told her my friend's name. The reason she's drunk and I started back dancing, I could tell that was a big mistake on my end. Now she's mad and she's ready to go home, but she's not telling us she's mad. She's just moving real weird and walks out of the party. She tells us she's ready to go, and I'm like, okay, call a ride. At this moment, I'm not noticing or putting everything together because I'm drunk at this point. I see her lock her phone and say her phone is dead. Can I use, cause she used my phone. So I say, yeah, and I hand her my phone because I don't have nothing to hide at this point. She takes my phone and starts back walking into the building. I'm like, what the fuck? I follow her into the building because baby, that's my lifeline. I catch up to her and she's standing in the middle of the floor, and I ask, did she call yet? She's yelling saying I'm trying, and I'm looking at my phone and this girl ain't even on the call screen. So I take my phone and I call her right, and I hand my phone back to her and I let her talk. She proceeds to hold on to my phone unlocked, so I'm like, no, let me get my phone back. She hands me my phone and walk back outside. Now more people is coming out. She's beside me and I see her Toby and I call him over, and I was like, why aren't you making sure your girl get home? Cause he walks off and I'm like, bro, come here. And she then hollers in the street that's filled up with so many girls, ass eater. She said, come the fuck here. And she walks up and hit him. I guess that me and him talking made her mad or something. I don't know. I didn't look at it as nothing because I know I don't want him. I'm still stuck on my leprechaun ex, to be honest. She mad walking up and down the street yelling saying that shit too fed. But I'm confused because what the fuck, girl? You just did the most. If you didn't want anybody to be with that man, you wouldn't have never broadcasted that he eats ass. So now the ride is pulling up and Ari walks up to me yelling, talking about, I said let's go. And she smacked my arm, and I look at my sister and her friend and I'm like, what the fuck? Who this bitch hollering at? I brush it off because I know she's drunk, but she never acted like this before. She walks across the street and gets in the car. The ride was just silent, but the driver knew she was mad. We get back to my house where my car is, and Ari stay in the car, and I asked her something and I forgot what she ended up responding. I'll text you later. I'm confused because that wasn't the response I was expecting. I didn't talk to her until Monday, and the party was on Sunday. She says she don't remember none of that, but I think she do. She just know that she did too much and that she was in the wrong and not me. I would never do any of my friends like that. I don't care if they hugged on a playground in pre-K. I'll never go behind my friends. Did I do anything wrong? Like I should have told her about my friend, even though it wasn't anything serious. Thank you for reading my short story. I love you, girl. Keep doing your thing, boo. Thank you, sis. Oh, that's so crazy. I wonder, did she ever confront you like about it? Like, I don't know. Well, probably by now you probably told her, because if that's somebody you deal with, you probably told her like, girl, and y'all probably just laughed about it, which is crazy because that's what a coincidence. Like, and I know when she's seen the name, but it's the same name, but it's spelled different. She probably thought that you just spelled it wrong. Like, that's just so crazy because it's really just a big ass misunderstanding. That was crazy. She probably kind of figured it out though, or something. I don't know. She probably thought about it like, nah, my friend wouldn't do me like that. That's crazy though, because just imagine like if you was in that part, like y'all just imagine like if that was y'all and it was the opposite way around. It's like my man's in here, I'm bragging to you, and then next thing you know I see somebody text you with that same name. But then it's like, what a coincidence, like it's not even the same person. Y'all know like the Usher and R. Kelly thing, like same girl, and they found out it wasn't the same girl. I don't know, maybe I'm reaching. But send me some more stories because I like this one. But thank you so much for sharing, sis, and let's get to the next video story. If I am gonna do one more, we're gonna see. Let's see. Alright, you guys, so this is gonna be the last story because yeah, it's a long one, and plus like my eye is starting to bother me, this one. So if y'all see it doing something, don't be like that girl eye is being weird, because it is. So yeah, that's why it's gonna be the last one. And plus I have other stuff to do too. All right, so let's get into this one. So it says, I slept with my boss's husband and now she's trying to ruin my life. Sis. All right, we need to read it. I don't know why I feel like I read this story before. Like, it just sounds, that title sounds familiar, but maybe I'm tripping. But I'll be remembering when I start reading, so we'll see. So let's see. So it says, hey Symone, I've been subscribed to your channel for over a year and I love your story times and you. You've been one of the people that inspired me to start doing story time, seeming that my life has been a five-star lifetime movie this year. I want to start doing real story times on my Instagram. So if you and your subscribers would like to know, want to know more, please follow me on Instagram. Her Instagram is royalty with, let's see, ROYAAA. Wait, how many A's is that? Okay. Royalty, ROY, 4 A's, LTYY. Oh, she literally said it right there. Oh, and I'll start posting the story times. Here's the first 3, and sorry if it's too long. No, thank you, sis. And this is from last year of October, so I'm so sorry. I hope you still watch me. But no, I hope you started too. I'm gonna check you out right after I read this story. So let's go. So it says, y'all hear me out. It's not what you think, but it is. Okay, so boom. Backstory so y'all understand the whole situation. I met my father's child when I was 16 and he was 25. Don't judge us, y'all. It was obvious a part of God's plans for us to meet. Not God's plan. Right, so 3 years later, I get pregnant with my daughter and we decided to move to Vegas because his son, who was about 6 or 7 at the time, lives out there with her and family issues I was having. Mind you, when I was pregnant, I was put on bed rest and I couldn't work, and then after having my daughter and being alone in Vegas with no family of my own and my baby daddy having no family out there as well, I was the only one that could watch her because he was going to work. But remember, he has a son that stays out there, and ultimately baby daddy has another baby mama. We gonna call her Miss Scheme, and you'll see why. So while we're out there, I'm spending time getting to know Miss Scheme and her family. Don't have any close family out there, and neither did they. Her husband, Mr. Seduce, and Scheme cousin Vixen, and her auntie being around, her friend group and family. I soon realized everything revolved around Miss Scheme. Side note, yes, I did the names from rap shit. I did the name from rap shit. It just fits so well, y'all. I'm sorry. Anyway, she was, I'm seducing Scheme. I'm slow. I can't wait for season 2. Anyway, she was a sort of a leader of the groups. Now, I had my daughter end in 2019 going into 2020. I wasn't working while everyone was, so I was asked to watch Miss Scheme's kids, which wasn't a problem. Around this time or sometime after, me and my baby daddy started having issues and arguments about money, and conveniently, Miss Scheme was opening up her own kind of legit, I say kinda, W-2s was involved, but hun, shady as fuck, business. Since baby daddy and her had a pretty close relationship, she offered me a job. Mr. Seduce and Miss Scheme worked for her as well. Now, in baby daddy and Miss Scheme having a child together and them living next door and me eventually working for her, we began, Miss Scheme and I, to build some sort of relationship, but she always classified it as a mentor and mentee relationship since she was older than me. Right, so I was watching the kids and eventually I started to build a relationship between everyone and myself. We was all there to help when needed. The only person I never got to know or really talk to was Mr. Seduce. But that all changed when he kissed me January 2022. What? So it's January and it's his birthday. So Miss Scheme had threw him a game night at their new house. So me, baby daddy, and our daughter get ready to go over. We get there, and at this point the kids are upstairs and the adults are downstairs. Conveniently, I didn't even sit next to baby daddy that night. I sat in between Miss Scheme and Mr. Seduce. Y'all, once we started playing the games, the whole night he was touching my thigh, and since I'm a shy person and didn't want to make things awkward, I didn't say anything. He was drinking whole night, and at this point it's only me and Miss Scheme and like 4 to 5 ninjas, 2 being ours. And at one point it was only me and her at the table alone, and the guys at the island, the whole time she was talking to me about how cute one of the guys was, you know, Big D, and how they be texting and he be wanting to see her. She often would tell me about ninjas she would talk to or meet up with. That of course Mr. Seduce didn't know about. This is important information for later. Okay, so fast forward, I'm drunk as shit. I done mixed light and dark wine. I'm falling all over the place. Baby daddy and Mr. Seduce was helping me to the car. Then baby daddy leaves to go somewhere. Why, when he leaves, Mr. Seduce is helping me put on my seatbelt and he kissed me. Like 2 kind of long mwah mwah. I was shocked as hell, but because I was drunk as hell and I like knew what was happening, but I didn't. So as soon as he backs up from my face, baby daddy comes walking up and we leave. We on our way to the house and I'm just singing. And embarrassing myself, bitch, and baby daddy just recorded me. Y'all, why did he send it to them? Anyway, so to catch y'all up, around that time they had moved into a new house. Auntie is watching my daughter and the kids now at the new house, and baby daddy had got Mr. Seduce a position at his job. So to continue to the next day after the party, once I had slept off the hangover, I tell baby daddy I had remembered that Mr. Seduce had kissed me, but also that he had been liking my pictures that I posted myself on my story on social media, and he was rubbing my thighs that night, and just all this weird stuff that was happening. And it was weird because we, Mr. Seduce, never had a real conversation or anything. So he tells me to talk to him about it and see what was up. What? If he meant anything behind it, and if he didn't, let it go, or if he did or you feel weird about it, then tell Miss Scheme. Mind you, me and baby daddy wasn't together. Oh, and he thought it was kind of funny that he might actually like me anyway, because him and Miss Scheme would always joke around and call me Mr. Seduce boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah, you read that right. What the fuck type of weird ass shit was going on? Cause what? Okay, let me finish. So I talked to Mr. Seduce about it, and he says he doesn't remember and apologize. Literally ignores everything else that was mentioned, just like a ninja, and doesn't comment on none of his other actions. So I just let it go, cause if you're not gonna ever bring it up, then cool, I won't. Cause I never looked at him like that, you know, or even wondered. Fast forward to March, there's a Little Dirt concert coming up in June, and Miss Scheme texts the group chat of me, her, and baby daddy and Mr. Seduce, asking who wants to go to the concert with her husband. What? Mind you, I'm 22 at the time. He just turned 27. Baby daddy's in his 30s, and she's knocking on her 30s door. She knows baby daddy doesn't listen to Dirk, so naturally I'm the only one that would have been interested in going. So I say I'll go, but I'm not sitting next to him or riding in the car with him, right? So we all joke about that. After that, me and Mr. Seduce started texting separately about when and where the concert, I'm thinking it's gonna go weird, okay, about when and where the concert was. And even though I wasn't with baby daddy, I still asked him how he felt about me and Mr. Seduce going alone, and he was comfortable with it, and he said yes. And the same questions was asked to Miss Scheme, and she said yeah, it wasn't a problem. So I send him the money for the ticket, and he buys them. Sometime after that, but not too long, Miss Scheme had to go out of town to her brother's birthday, and it was a Saturday, and baby daddy ended up having to go to work that day as well. That Saturday, I spent later that day with her cousin Vixen's eating, drinking and smoking, and our kids was at Mr. Seduce's house. Since he watched them off for us, we got him some Wingstop. When we came to get them, baby daddy was already there to get our daughter and was mad that I was doing my festivities, so he took her home and left, leaving me, Vixen, and Seduce. We just all go into the kitchen laughing and talking. Mr. Seduce saw we was lit and kept telling us to take another shot. I told him I had to sober up at least a little to drive 10 minutes home, and he warmed up his food and said now take a shot with me. So I'm eating the food a little, and we eventually take 2 shots and then start to head out. I'm getting in my car, but I had left my jacket, and Mr. Seduce went into the house to get it. Now when he comes out, he hands it to me slowly through the window, like gives me this looks and tell me to be safe. Y'all, when I tell you could cut the sexual tension with a knife. So I drive home, but I didn't go upstairs. We live in an apartment. I text Mr. Seduce and asked him if he thought it was good. If he thought it was a good idea if we went to the concert together. He replied, yeah, why wouldn't it be? I said, nah, no reason. My bad for asking. Because if you finna play stupid, then I'ma act dumb too. He then says, nah, tell me. And I'm just like, because you've been saying little things lately, you know, flirting, still liking my stories, and just seems like you like me. And he was like, what if I did? What would you say? And I was like, I wouldn't know what to say because we can't like each other. Like, look at the circumstances. And he like, well, I do like you, and do you like me? And I'm like, it don't even matter. I can't like you. Like, there's no way. And he like just said, and I'm like, I guess I do a little. Y'all, at this point, he put the charm on, was flirting like a motherfucker and talking his shit. So I'm like, bet. So we texting a little, talking and talk, and he bet me that I wouldn't pull back up, and I'm like, say I won't. He said, you won't. Bitch, I was on my way. I pulled back up to the side of the house so the Ring camera couldn't catch my car. Like, hun, let me tell you, to be continued, it gets better. Thank you so much for reading my story. I'm sorry if it was long. It's been a lot. But thank you, and please follow me, you guys, if you want to know the rest. It gets better, and you wouldn't even guess what happens next. I'm about to go to your Instagram, and this was from October, so I got some stuff to catch up on, y'all. So make sure, let me go back just in case y'all don't remember her Instagram name. I gotta hit her up and let her know because this was good. So it is Royalty with 4 A's and 2 Y's. Y'all make sure y'all go follow her because I'm about to follow her too because I'm invested. I want to know what happened because sis, they whole little love story was crazy. Like, everything was crazy from, like, y'all move what. Like, okay, the whole co-parenting thing wasn't weird to me at all. Because, like, you know, healthy co-parenting is cool. Like, you know, if you're going to deal with somebody with kids, the least y'all could all do is get along. But when it starts turning into her man, she knowing her man is digging you and she over here talking about something, that's your little boyfriend, that's when things got weird. Then she asked him who want to go to a concert. This nigga ain't got no damn friends he go with. Like, why are you trying to find him? It just seems like she was trying to set some up together. Like, was they on some, I would not be surprised if they was trying to have some with you. I would not be surprised, because it was just weird, because it's like for her to ask in a group chat who want to go to a concert, knowing that she knew you would be the only one that want to go to the damn concert, and then you sending her to go to a concert with your man. What the fuck was going on? Like, this was, shit was weird. Shit was weird. Or was she trying to find her man a boyfriend so she could go off and do her with the people she want to cheat on him with, and he'll be distracted with somebody else, which would be you, and then she could play like, oh, you, I don't know. This was crazy. I need to go look. But thank you so much for sharing, sis. I'm about to go ahead and tune in. Yeah, thank you guys so much for sharing. If you want to send a video, make sure you send it to Symonestorytimes@yahoo.com. It's down below in the description. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope sis still watching me. I hope so, because then yes, it's because we got questions that we need answers to. All right, bye. See y'all next time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.